about a second time to get in here. All right. Shalom is real. This is the Isupk. Start out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. I'm Officer of 1,000, Gun. And today we're going to have the Isupk Law Class. And the data class is about free will. All right? Now, one of the greatest misconceptions about free will is that we think we actually have it. All right? That's one of the biggest misconceptions that we have what's called free will. And that is one of the biggest lies. Free will means you can do whatever you want to do and get the result that you desire. When the truth is, the decisions you make decides the reaction in your life. And that's something you cannot get around. And that is why practical knowledge is so needed in the earth. That's why you have to understand what the truth is. If you don't seek out the truth of God and understand what you're supposed to be doing and not supposed to be doing, you will never get the concept of what it means to actually be free. All right? And right now, money, statue, social media, whatever frivolous thing has so-called blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans thinking that they are free. And that is the problem, right? That's why we cannot get over the hump of continuing to rule this earth. We have short victories. Yes, we do. We get them daily in some form or fashion. But as a whole, we are confused on that. And we also get confused when we see a few of our brothers and sisters rise up in the earth, gain some kind of notoriety in the earth. And now all of a sudden, we think we're free. We think that our so-called oppressor has no control over us. When you're paying attention, he lets us get that so the rest of us can be down. That's why you have your Oprah Winfrey's, the Tyler Perry's, the Jay-Z's, anybody else you want to name that's in a statue or a building or in some kind of circle that the normal black person cannot get to. When you see that person in that position, it's hard for you if you're going to learn to understand that we are still slaves. Now, the Most High has went out of his way in the last few years to show you that those very people I just named are still slaves. Oprah Winfrey, she made a whole documentary about R. Kelly. Now, I'm not defending R. Kelly by no means. He was a vicious bastard. He should deserve to be punished for dealing with little girls, and he should be taught how to treat a woman, right? Right? Let's not get it twisted. She was right up under Epstein way before R. Kelly, and I'm pretty sure she has a lot more information about Epstein than she did R. Kelly, right? I'm pretty sure she was getting second and third hand interviews, information about the brother R. Kelly, right? But she was with Epstein. Epstein gave her a star. She don't have a picture with R. Kelly. They're both from Chicago. She don't have a picture with R. Kelly. She got pictures with Epstein, right? But she chose to make a documentary about that brother. She was a slave because her master could not get exposed. Now, he ended up getting exposed anyway, but let's not get it confused, all right? Jay-Z, we all know the story with Jay-Z. He's a billionaire, but he chose to come against his brother because he wanted to see at the white man's table. When the actuality, he could have did the same thing that brother Ice Cube did and started a mini league of football, and we would have watched it. We are not free. Money cannot make us free. Money is a defense. That's what the scriptures tell you. You use money and all that stuff you have in the world to help the Most High, right? And we got to get that. We have to understand that we serve a living God. So no matter what kind of gift you get, what kind of power you get, how much money you get in the earth, you have to be righteous with it. And your righteousness only comes through following the law of God. You're not going to have that level of righteousness if you don't even know the law of God. If you're so busy following the law of the world, which is okay. I'm not telling you to break the laws of the world. But the laws of God supersede that because they're going to coincide in a lot of ways, right? The law of the world is not as beneficial to your life as the law of God. And that's what these entertainers do not understand. All right? Let's get the first one, you understand? So we got to get the breakdown on all that. What is free? What does it mean to be free? All right, let's get definition first. All right? The definition of free: not under the control or in the power of another, able to act or be done as one wishes. Now, do you have that right now in the earth? Do you have that? Are you really able to do that? Ask yourself that. You know what I'm saying? Don't just say, yeah, I can do what I want to do. Can you? And this goes on both ends. If you are righteous, if you're a person that wants to do good, or a person that's living wickedly. Right? A wicked bastard wants to go around and murder and rape and steal all day. He can't do that. There's a law for that. A righteous person may want to go out and cure homelessness. You may want to go out and heal all the sick, save all the hoes, help all the brothers get out the street. You're not allowed, you're not able to do that because of the captivity that we're in. The people that are in power choose not to do that because the people that put them in power don't want them to do that. So that is not free. All right? Let's go get what will means. So we get definitions. Let's get what the word will means. All right? Right? Different ways of will. This is a lot different will, wrong will. All right? All right? Control exerted to do something or restrain the impulses, right? Right? That means what you want to get done, you go and get it done. Now, have we not been trying to do that in the earth? Have our people not been trying to purposely push our, let me give you an example. The civil rights movement, right? We want to wheel ourselves into the seats of these white people, right? Into the good graces of the white man, right? And we did that. We accomplished our will. But did we get the result that we wanted, right? And be honest about that. No, we did not. The result was us to not still to this day fighting for different voting rights, fighting for the right leader, fighting for the respect of other nations. Our children still being murdered. Understand that? Let me know if you can't hear me out there. All right? Yeah, I'm in trouble here, and let me know. All right? We got to be honest about that. We got to be honest about whether or not, we got that result. And the truth is we did not. We know now that Martin Luther King's dream was a lie. We know now that the brother Malcolm X was confused on telling us about being a Muslim. Whether or not their intentions were good or not, it doesn't matter. All right? We have to understand, and the reason behind all that is selfish intentions, right? You want what you want and not looking at what the Most High wants. And that is not the spirit that Christ came in. Everybody wants to talk about, I want to be Christ-like, but they don't come in the spirit of Christ. Let me get you what the spirit of Christ was, right? Let's get that first. All right, let's get John 6:38. That's what Christ said, all right? He said, for I came down from heaven, not to do mine own will, but the will of him that sent me, right? And let me get you understand that. Don't get all mystified about it. All of our spirits were sent, judged, and sent back down from earth, from heaven. When you understand, your father ISUPK teachings, we teach that you were born before we teach reincarnation. It's a lot. The word reincarnation not in the Bible, but we teach you were reborn in the earth from a past life. All right. So when Christ says that he was born, his spirit came down, born through his mother and father. He's doing the will of his spiritual father, of his father. Right. That's the spirit you're supposed to be in. You got to do the will of the Most High. What's the will of the Most High? To follow his laws, to be righteous in the earth. Okay? For I came down from heaven not to do my own will, but the will of them that sent me. The will of him that sent me. What the Most High wants you to do. All right? Let's get that. All right? So you got to take what you got to take that, and a lot of times that we understand that when you come into dealing with God, that you have to put down, a lot of your gifts, right? That's why we can't put down our own will. We got to ask ourselves, why is it hard for our people to do the will of God? Because you think the will of God means you got to put down, a gift that you were given. And what I mean by that is, you think you don't have to be, you can't be a cool person. You think if you had the gift of gab in the world, you can't have the gift of gab and deal with this body. You think that you were a warrior in the earth, you think you can't be a warrior when it comes to this body. You think you have to be a certain way, and you think you have, it's like you do have to be a certain way. Don't let me get that confused on you. There are things you have to change about yourself, especially breaking the law. But what I mean is your flavor. Your flavor is something you naturally have. Your swag, for lack of a better word, right? And that's why people are afraid to come into the truth. You're afraid to come into a militant body. But let me tell you what the scriptures say. All right, let's get that. All right. So what you got to understand, Romans 6:12. Let not sin therefore reign in your mortal body. All right, that means don't let sin control who you are. Right? If you don't know what sin is the transgression of the law. Nothing else more than that. If it's not a law, it's not a sin. It don't mean you just go overdo everything, but if it's not a law, it's not a sin. All right? Y'all got some thoughts going on from Mark, I see. All right, let not sin therefore reign in your mortal body, that ye should obey it in the lust thereof. What does that mean? Right? You're going to obey it in the lust thereof. So that means when you in that moment that you're in, you got to learn to start fighting your lust. That thing that you know you should not be doing. Right? I don't care if you're in the world or not. You cannot tell me you think it's okay to lie to someone. You can't think it's okay to scam someone, sleep with this woman, or to purposely go and murder a brother or sister. You know in your spirit as a black, Hispanic, Native American man that you're not supposed to be doing certain things. Right? So whose will are you going out of? That's not who you're naturally in, because your spirit already knows I'm not supposed to be doing that. As a child, you knew certain things you weren't supposed to be doing. When somebody told you not to do it, it was instilled in you. All right? You can go into the projects, the worst ghettos in the world sometimes. There's somebody instilling something right into a child. They're telling that child something right. There's something inherently in us that has us fighting to be righteous. We just don't know what direction to go in. It's because people never taught what a sin was. Right? Let's finish that. All right? That ye so obey it in the lust thereof. Neither yield ye your members as instruments of unrighteousness. Now, how do you yield your instruments into unrighteousness? Unrighteousness, right? You may be a brother that can attract a lot of women, right? You may be a brother that can attract, in the world, you may can have 20 women. But according to your, because of Christianity, you were taught that, you come into the truth, that you're supposed to have that one woman, and that's all you're supposed to get. So you will think, man, I can't come in here, man, I like to have more than one wife. I like to have, well, you don't call it a wife, you call it, whatever you call your woman in the earth, you know what I'm saying? We call it wives. We don't have girlfriends, we have wives, right? So you may feel like in yourself that I come into the truth, I can't do that, right? Well, of course, the Most High man's allowed to have more than one wife, but you cannot leave that woman. All right? That's to use your instruments as unrighteousness. You can maybe be a brother that can handle having 10 wives. You may be a brother that needs one wife. You may be a brother that don't need a wife right now at all. You have to decide that for yourself, right? But the world will have you thinking that you can't do certain things because it's the Bible involved, when you got to understand what the Bible is saying, right? So you will be wielding your instruments to unrighteousness if you have all those women and you don't give a damn about them. If you have all those women and you just using them, you're not trying to make them better, you're not trying to bring them in the truth, you're not trying to do anything to benefit them as a righteous man in their life. And you will leave them at a drop of a dime. That should be yielding your gift the Most High gave you to unrighteousness. All right? You're doing it unto sin. But yield yourself unto God as those that are alive from the dead. When you come into the truth, you become alive from the dead. All right? You are spiritually alive because you know the difference between right and wrong. See, coming up as a child, you were taught basic stuff to not go to jail, right? No, main thing your mom and daddy told you not to do was stuff that didn't land you in jail. You know what I'm saying? When don't tell that's fine, right? They weren't instilling you things to make you get into the kingdom, right? Because even though you don't go to jail, the other stuff you didn't taught has got you living miserable, right? You're marrying someone for the wrong reason. You're getting a job for the wrong reason. You're friends with someone for the wrong reason. You're in environments you don't need to be in for the wrong reason. That's almost worse than jail because some of you cannot get out of it. Some of you in social circles that you just can't get out of. You know it's wicked as hell. But you built your whole life around being a part of that social circle that you are not in it. You are a prisoner to that. That's a mental jail. The same way we talk about mental slavery. It's the same thing. Right? So you're not alive to what the Most High is trying to do for you. And you're members as instruments of righteousness unto God. Right? Salah. As those that are alive from the dead, and you're members as instruments of unrighteousness unto God. Right? Of righteousness to God. Right? So you use your righteousness unto your instruments of the righteousness unto God by keeping your woman. Right? If you're a person, you got brothers that know how to rap. Right? You may think because you're a rapper that you cannot come in the truth. You may think because you like to work out, you can't come in the truth. And you can't wear speedos and show your body off all the time. That's man or woman. You can still work out. So the Christian church has made this seem like a prison when it's not. You become actually free under this Bible, man. This Bible frees you. You are able to follow God, have the protection of God, and still be who you are. Right? So we got to understand that. All right? 14. For sin shall not have dominion over you. And what does that mean? That means you're not a slave to it. When you're a person that likes to lie, you're a slave to your lies. You cannot even have a conversation with somebody without lying. You cannot function in any capacity. You have to put on some kind of lie to make your situation better. When you learn to deal with the truth, you can deal with it. You can actually say it out loud, be a man, be a grown man or a grown woman, and deal with your situation. But if you're a person that wants to continue to lie about it and keep doing things like that, that sin has dominion over you. If you're a person that likes to be a whore behind closed doors, that sin has dominion over you. Right? It's controlling you. You are a drug addict. you know that sin has dominion over you because your whole day is going about you doing that sin. You know, it has complete control over you. All right. For ye are not under the law. What that means to not be under the law? So, what does it not? What does it mean to not be under the law? Let me know if you get that. If you can't get it, I get it. Under the law means you don't get punished for breaking the law. You know, when I say that punishment, that means as a priest, I know the law. If I see you breaking the law, my job is to just let you know you're breaking the law of God and that you will pay for it against you. I can't come and cut your head off how we did back in the book of Joshua, Deuteronomy, or whatever we did in the Torah, right? But don't get it twisted. The anger of the Most High is just the same, right? So what I'm saying all this to understand is you cannot say that you have this thing called free will when you have a law that you have to follow. If there was a such thing as free will, the law would not exist. There would be no law anywhere on the scripture side or in the world. That means you can do whatever the hell you want to do and get the results you want. Let's talk about a drug dealer. A drug dealer, most times, the ones who were brought up in it, they were put in positions where they had to go sell, or they felt like they had to go sell drugs, right? Or you were someone, you could have been a brother in the suburbs that you chose to go and sell drugs, right? Your goal when you went to go sell them drugs was to make money, provide for your family, get your mama a house, get some cars, take care of your children, take care of your women, and retire one day. Now you tell me how many drug dealers you know that actually happened. It's not many of them. And the ones that did survive, eventually we all find out what they had to do to get to do that. You know, it's rare any of them they have to do something wicked, tell on their brother, kill their brother, backstab their brother or sister, whatever they had to do to stay out of jail. And all of them have mental issues, you know what I'm saying? It's a definite thing from years of being paranoid. That's not what you asked for. That's not the will that you wanted to bring about. That's not the desired effect that you wanted to get behind that. But we did it anyway. Because that's what we thought our will. We thought the will of what we wanted to do was more important than what was the right thing to do. And we still continue to do that to this day. All right? If you got any questions, type them in the chat. All right? Let's get some more of that. All right? You're not under the law, but under grace. Right? A Christian will tell you all day that you are under grace. You ain't got to be stuck on the law of God no more because you're under grace. But what does grace mean? Grace don't mean do what the hell you want to do. That's not free will. Grace means you got a time period to get right. That means anybody that's watching our videos, they understand what happened in Montgomery, Alabama a little while ago. They understand why we went out there and did what we did. That it's starting to click to you that maybe this stuff is making sense. Maybe this is what you're supposed to be doing. Right? This is your grace period right now. You see the Isupk and you say them brothers are doing this and doing that, them sisters doing this and doing that. You're taking your time to come into this body. You're in a grace period that's going to run out. Because there are some people the Most High does not want. Make no mistake about it. If these videos, if what the Isupk doing is catching your eye, it's not just us, it's the Most High calling you. It's the Most High trying to pull you out of something that can save your life, maybe even next week. That's how this works. It don't work. No spirit gonna come talk to you. A lot of y'all think the Most High gonna come down and just talk to you and say, hey, I want you to join the Isupk. It don't work like that, man. When you hear, he said, my sheep hear my voice. So when he don't mean you literally talking to him. Matter of fact, I'm gonna hold that. I'm gonna get you that so you know I'm not lying. I'm gonna get you that. Let's go to Exodus the 18th chapter. Let's get that right quick. I'm gonna go right back to that. All right, let's get that. All right, Exodus 18th chapter. Let's see. All right, this is Exodus. I'm gonna start a little up and skip down. Exodus the 19th chapter, verse 10. And the Lord said unto Moses, go unto the people and sanctify them today and tomorrow, and let them wash their clothes and be ready against the third day. For the third day the Lord will come down in the sight of all people upon the Mount Sinai. This is the Most High telling people, I am going to come and talk. He's telling Moses, clean the people up. Meaning, don't get unclean. Meaning, don't go sleep with your wife. Don't stay clean. You know, don't do anything to make you unclean, right? You know what I'm saying? Be ready that I'm going to physically come down and talk to the people, right? On the third day, and thou shalt set bounds on the people round about, saying, take heed to yourselves. So the people are getting ready for that. He's setting up the mountains for everything. Moses tells them, and he told the people to get clean, sanctify yourself. Don't come not until your wives. This is all Exodus 19. It's a lot, so I'm not going to read it word for word. All right. And it came to pass the third day in the morning, there were thunderings and lightnings and thick clouds upon the mountains, and the voice of the trumpet exceedingly loud. That means when the Most High came down, it was thunder and lightning. A lot of y'all can't handle thunder and lightning right now, right? He said it was thunder and lightning, thick clouds. Just imagine that right now. That happened the other day here in Birmingham. You know, how did you really feel when that happened? You know, as grown men and women, how did you just feel when lightning was cracking, thunder was coming out the sky, and it was just bringing it down? How did you feel behind that? A lot of y'all got scared. A lot of y'all didn't want to come outside. So imagine being told to come outside, stand in that. Mind you, ain't no rain. It ain't raining. It's thundering and light. He's just sitting there just rumbling. The whole earth just shaking, right? Let's keep going. So that all the people was in the camp, all the people in the camp trembled, right? And Moses brought forth the people out of the camp to meet with God. And they stood at the nether, right? Part of the mount. That means they stood far off. That means God was right there trying to talk to them directly. Because they kept trying Moses. You know anything about Exodus, they was trying Moses the whole time. This man parted the Red Sea, turned snake, he freed them. They still was trying this man, right? So the Most High said, okay, I'll come down, I'll talk to them. I'll get their mind right? All right? So he stood down and said, Salaki, this group, they said, they came out the camp and they stood near the part of the mountain. And Mount Sinai was all together on smoke, because the Lord descended on it in fire. He descended upon it in fire. That means God came down and talked to them, and a ball of fire came down. It was thundering out light. Let's get the whole picture. Because he can't come no other way. He can't come peaceful. He's not coming in no pretty white cloth saying, hey, go do this. Right? Right? It's not how he deals with you. He came down in a ball of fire, smoke, the earth trembled. And when he talked, it sounded like the loudest trumpet you could think of. Multiply that times 100. Right? That's what he did. This is how, what does that mean when y'all say y'all talking to God? God talking to me. That's what he talking. This is what y'all saying is going on. All right? And the Lord descended upon it in fire, and smoke thereof ascended as the smoke of a furnace. And the whole mount quaked greatly. The whole mountain. It quaked greatly. All right? Right? The whole mountain quaked greatly. And when the voice of the trumpet sounded long and waxed louder and louder, I mean, that trumpet I'm talking about, it got louder and louder and louder. You know what I'm saying? It kept on just the way you think about this. Think about the loudest trumpet you can think of, man. It keeps getting louder. It's already 100 times stronger than anything you've ever heard. And it's getting louder and louder and louder. All right? He came down upon the Mount Sinai, and the Lord said to Moses, go down and charge the people, right? Understand that. All right, so let's get to what the people told Moses. Let's skip that, and let's go over to what the people told Moses directly. This is after he gave them the commandments. He told them 10 commandments now. Now, there are more than 10 commandments. You know that. There's over 600 of them. Right? That's a lot. All right, it's a lot. Had a little technical difference again. Okay. All right. Now, there were more than 600 commandments, correct? So why did he stop at 10? Let's get that. Why did he stop at 10? Why is the 10 commandments so famous? Let's get that. Exodus 20 and 18. Let's skip over there. And all the people saw the thunderings and the lightnings and the noise of the trumpet and the mountain smoke and all that. Right? He saw all that while they so-called want to talk to God. And when they people saw it, they removed. Let's get that again. It said, when the people saw it, they removed. Stood afar off. And they said unto Moses, speak thou with us, and we will hear you now. Now before this, they weren't listening to Moses. They was disobeying Moses. You know, same way y'all have a problem listening to Commander General Yohana or General Muhammad, any man on down, that's a priest of the Most High. You don't want to hear that man talking. You think you want to talk to God. You think God got time to come down and do this all day. This is what happened when God come down, right? And said unto Moses, Salaki, and they said unto Moses, speak thou with us, and we will hear you. But let not God speak with us, lest we die. So that means when the Most High came and tried to talk to us, we felt like we were about to die, which is normal. This is God. This ain't no person. This ain't no nigga up the street. This is the man. This is the man who made everything, right? A man of war, a man who don't know how to come quietly. He's not coming quietly, right? Like Christ coming like a thief in the night. The Most High can't come like that. He made the earth. The earth is his footstool. So if he enters this atmosphere, everything got to shake. Everything got to be affected by it. So I'm just going here to tell you that God is not talking to you. So if you hear a Christian saying that, they are lying. That's a damn demon. God is not coming down, talking to you, speaking to you, telling you what to do. He told you what to do in the damn law in his Bible. He told you what to do in the Bible. He gave you priests on this earth that gave their life up to show you what this Bible is talking about. Now, you want to sound crazy, think you keep on talking to God, and you got free will, continue doing it, and keep on being in misery. Keep on having to get high, or being a whore to get over your problems, or being a lying bastard, or whatever you are behind closed doors. Keep doing it, and see how they're going to work out for you. All right? So this is what the people say. They say they don't want to talk to God. They say, Moses said unto the people, fear not, for God is come to prove you, and that his spirit may be before your faces, that ye sin not. Right? So you don't want the Most High God coming down talking to you. So that's what you got to get through your head. Right? Let's go back to Romans. All right? Let's go back to Romans. We're on the 6th chapter, the 14th verse. All right? 14th verse. So, for sin shall not have dominion over you. All right? I mean, it can't control you. You got to control the sin you're dealing with. Everybody got a sin they're dealing with, man. You know, and we think since we think we're free, and we think Christ died, so we don't. Some of y'all don't believe in Christ, right? But the ones who even believe in Him, as in they come up in the church, you were taught He died so you can sin and get away with it. That's basically what you think. You think I sin, so God say do it. That's not what that means, right? You get a grace period to get your mind right, to protect your life. The laws build up the man in you. The laws build up the grown woman in you. It teaches you how to be as a woman. It teaches you how to be soft-spoken. As a man, it teaches you how to be a man. It teaches you how to be a man that can rule over other men. If you don't want that, it's okay. It's not for everybody. But don't come against it. All right? What shall she say then? If we are under grace, what then? Shall we sin because we are not under the law? Meaning, do you sin because I'm not allowed to come chop your goddamn head off, Salaki? That means, do you go and do a sin behind closed doors because we find out about it? That means we can't just come kill you right now about it. That means you go do it. God forbid. Know ye not that to whom ye yield yourselves servants to, obey. All right? Whatever you give your servant to, even behind closed doors, you're going to do what it tells you to do. If you a lying whore that can't keep your legs closed, your whole life is going to be surrounded right getting to the next ride. You're not going to be able to raise your children properly. You're not going to be able to do your job properly. You're not going to be able to have any kind of relationship that's going to mean anything. Right? You're not going to have that. All right? You're going to have broken relationships for the rest of your life. Right? Let me know if you can't hear me. All right? So that sin you under, whether it's lusting for whores or lusting for the next rod, your whole day, how much going on where I see you. Understand, it's going to control everything that you do. All right? That's what you want to be free from. That's the kind of free you want. That's the only free you're going to get in this life. All right? That's the only kind of free. All right? Know ye not that whom ye yield yourselves servants to, you obey. His servants ye are to whom ye obey, whether of sin unto death or obedience unto righteousness. So you're gonna choose to go sin and get the death, either spiritually or physically. And right now, Israel, we are getting it physically. We are getting physically killed. We are losing the battle because we're choosing it. Or you can do obedience unto righteousness. Right? You can choose this route or choose that route. Ain't no free will. You don't get to choose whichever one you do and get the same result. You can't go be a damn wicked ass drug dealer all your life. No one is wrong. The Most High gave us grace for those of us who tried that lifestyle. You either caught a case, or you lost some friends, or you went through some things. You still alive and out of prison. He gave you grace. Don't still glorify being that. Don't still push that onto the next generation. There's no excuse for it. Too much money to get another way. Right? Don't be that person who's making excuses for that. Right? Don't glorify that. All right? And you choose to be obedient unto righteousness. When you choose the Most High, you choose to be righteous. And you're going to get righteous benefits. Now, where did he first tell us that? Let's get that. All right, let's go to Deuteronomy 28th chapter. All right. All right, let's start from the top, right? Let's get that. And it shall come to pass, this is Deuteronomy 28, verse 1, because we all know about the curses, right? Let's think about the blessings sometimes, because you can receive these blessings in this life, right? You can, and the blessings don't mean you're going to be a millionaire, but it can mean you live a life where you ain't got to worry about every little damn thing. It can be a life where you can kind of help someone else, you know, become a better individual while you're on this planet. You ain't got to let everything going on this earth control who you are, control your emotions. The power of this truth is you coming into this stuff and seeing things other people cannot handle, and you knowing the solution to it. That's man, woman, and child. Well, you seeing a so-called race ride happen, you know that was the Most High getting that going. Or you understand why you seeing this person's child die. Because that family was under a curse. That family had no protection from the Most High. There's power in that. It's peace in that too. If you don't have peace right now, you will lose your damn mind. You don't know what you would do behind not having peace in this truth. But not having peace in this earth, excuse me. Because before you even found out that the Bible belonged to us, what were you doing? What was your day-to-day thought process? What was the terror you were really in? Man or woman? It's okay to admit that now, because you are willing to do some things that you glad you didn't do. There are brothers and sisters out here who do not have a clue that what's in this Bible is going to give them that peace that they need. They have been robbed of the truth by the so-called oppressor that is controlling them to this day. But they think they're free. They think they're choosing what they do. Let me tell you something. You're a murderer. You're doing what the white man wants you to do. You're a shooter. You know, you go take hits. You're a dope boy. You're a stripper. You support strippers. You support whoredom. You're doing what the white man. You're not being a rebel. Just because you don't go to church on Sunday, don't mean you're not a Christian. It don't mean you're not supporting Christianity. It don't mean you're not supporting the so-called white man. All right? Let's get that. Deuteronomy 28, the first chapter. And it shall come to pass if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord. What's the voice of the Lord? Like I just told you, he's not talking to you. I just down to you. All right? 2 Ezra 2:1 said he sent his prophets. All through the Bible, it tells you what? He sends prophets. That's how this works. So who do you think the prophets in the earth now are? If you believe anything that we're saying, who are the prophets? The prophets are people who follow this Bible to the T. Not somebody who makes up what they think, tell you that I need to wear this, tell you gotta wear purple, tell you gotta wear red or white, or whatever color. You know what I'm saying? You come in the eyes, you put on all black because you're trying to represent getting clean. You ain't gotta wear it the rest of your life. It's a representation that you can follow orders. That's all that means. Because you have to clean yourself. It takes time to do that. You're representing, you want to do that, right? But other organizations have you wearing white all the time, purple all the time, blue, red. It's because your leader got a fetish with that color. That's what that means. All right? So the voice of God comes through this Bible. He's taught through prophets that's put into him. Let's get that. To observe and to do all his commandments. Not some, not the ones you like, but to do all his commandments. All right? Which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations. Think about it. That's the first thing he's telling you he wants to do. He want to put you in charge of whatever you're doing. I don't care what job you got. You come into this body, learn how to be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove, the way Christ told you to do. And I don't mean be no punk. I don't mean let nobody run over you. That means learn when to agree and disagree. Learn to pick your balance. You going somewhere, you know, learn how to finesse a person into following whatever you're doing. I don't care if it's your manager. I don't care if it's the person that's paying you. You can run the show. Because of your spirit. Because that person's going to notice what? That you make righteous decisions. That person going to notice that there's something different about you. You have a moral compass that other people don't have. You are controlling what's going on with you now at your job, not your boss. But you go in there trying to do everything he tell you to do. You got to go to his Christmas holidays. You got to work on the Sabbath. You got to work your overtime on the Sabbath. He wants you to go look at some porn. He wants you to go do whatever that you know you ain't supposed to be doing, but you're doing to kiss his ass. He's never going to trust you. They're never going to give you responsibility of deciding the right thing. Guess what? They don't know what the right thing to do. They don't know how the hell they got their job. They don't know how the hell they got their money. They don't know why God allowed them to get that. This is the closest thing to you controlling what you want to do. Not following other people, but following the Most High God. He will let you shine in front of your enemies. He will make your enemies want to be your best friend. And I'm talking about not just Israelites, other nations of people too. You will rise above them. Even if they got a title that's higher than yours. How do I know that? You know the thing about Joseph? Joseph was sold as a slave. His brother sold him as a slave. That means he was at the lowest point. Where did Joseph end up? He ended up the right-hand man to the king. Because he never dropped his sword. He never compromised being a follower of the Most High God. So he rose up in the midst of his enemies. They knew who he was. Moses knew who he was. Them brothers never put their people down. That's the spirit you got to be in. So what you don't, and guess what? They never cared about what they lost on the way up. But guess what? The Most High still rose them up. All right? We're in Deuteronomy 28th chapter. We on verse 2. It said, the Most High will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. It's like this is verse 2. All right? And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee. You ain't experienced a time where stuff just coming to you and you like, damn, I'm not even putting in the amount of work I need to and it's coming to me. You haven't experienced that yet. Our people have not experienced that definitely as a whole. Because let me tell you something, them millionaires you got, they know why they got it because they know all the wicked, lying, bastard, whorish, punk stuff they did behind closed doors to get it. They know what they did. You want to be in a position where you don't even know why somebody calling you to offer you a job. You want to be in a position where you get money for something you like, damn, man, it's a lucky, you know. This is the Most High. Because the people around you are going to trust your judgment. Because you got something you're going to hold on to the depth. And your spirit always has to be, if I lose this, I don't give a damn. If it compromises with you losing the Most High, the spirit of the Most High, you got to be willing to put that down. Because now you got to choose between, is you really free? If you got to put down your God to get some money, that's not free. Let me tell you, some of y'all actually believe in Christ. You speak, you won't say nothing bad about Jesus, right? You that person, right? But are you really following what he said? Because you're scared of losing that crowd you in. You're scared of that social circle you in. You're scared somebody gonna look at you and say, man, you crazy. You know why? Because you don't take the time to come to class and learn the facts. Learn this was an actual man. Learn this was an actual thing that happened. Learn this Bible actually is the center of the earth. You ain't taking the time to do that. And that's the problem. That's what's going to hurt us in the end. Right? And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. Blessed shalt thou be in the city. You know, you heard this in the church. I know I heard this in my church when I was coming up, right? I never understood. Because I was standing around a bunch of wicked bastards that wanted to sleep with my mama, that probably hated my father, that, you know, that was homosexuals, whores, stealers, dealers, and killers, right? But I heard this every Sunday. I heard this exact thing. Blessed shalt thou be in the city, blessed shalt thou be in the field. And I had went home to people to death, you know, and destruction and lies. You know, that's what you went to in your streets, your street corners, the school systems. Seeing your friends lose everything all the time. That's what we had to go home to. So we were not living in that, right? And the fruit, the fruit of that ground, the fruit of that cattle, everything you touching turn to gold. That's a real thing that can happen. You ain't got to die to get that. The white man made you think you could die. You had to go die to get heaven. His heaven is right here on earth. That's why that whole devil thought process came from. He wanted you to think he can abuse and use you on this plane right now. And then sooner or later, you know, when you die and let me kill you, then God gonna bless you. He ain't gonna bless you right now. That's what they wanted you to think. Your blessings can come now. But you got to be a type of brother, when you get them blessings, it's all about breaking bread. It's all about giving to your brothers and sisters. It's all about giving back. It's all about bringing more back into the earth. That's the spirit you got to be in. All right? And also, the Lord shall cause thy, verse 7, the Lord shall cause thy enemies to rise up against thee, to be smitten before thy face. Now think about that spiritually, right? A lot of y'all out here that's regular people, you ain't got ops, you ain't got people in the street that's trying to kill you. You know, you got people at your job that want you to fight. You got somebody in your family that knows your business and willing to you know, try to ruin you, you know, or try to do anything to you. You got somebody that does not even know you, that you have not met yet, that wants to keep you where you at. Because they already know you come over here, you're going to be a problem. Imagine being in a position where before you get there, Lord already weakened them. So by the time you're dealing with them, they're not even at their best. And you just run through them like water. That's how our wars go. We went to war, we didn't go to war with them bastards all the time, you know, when they were at their best. The Lord weakened them before you to make it very easy to wipe them out. You didn't see them in the Bible all of a sudden. We got like Black Panther, you got to drink a bunch of, drink some purple shit, and then, you know, all of a sudden you're strong. That's not how it works. He weakening your enemies before you. When they come to you, they can't even deal with you because he got them broken up in 7 different ways. Right? He said they shall come against thee one way and shall flee before thee 7 different ways. Think about that spiritually. They're broken apart. Once they come to you, they're broken apart. So you got to decide, do you want that way or that way? That's not free will. Right? So it's giving you all this list of Deuteronomy 28, the first half of it. They're telling you what to do. What you're going to get from following the Most High God. This is what our people were told before slavery, all of that. Right? I'm skipping down, just reading through it. And all the people of the earth shall see that thou art called by the name of God. You want people to look at you and say, that's an Israelite right there. And he's a righteous brother. He's a brother that's thriving in her. We don't come in here and tell you you're gonna take losses. We done took enough losses. You may have a hard time getting where you get to. You know, it may take a situation where a job you got, you come into the truth, you find another job or another business. We got brothers in here that started businesses, they're thriving in it. They didn't have this business when they came to the truth. The Most High put that in their lap because they followed him first. So don't think, when you come in here, you might have a whole different job in a couple of years. You may have your own business. But you keep on following the other white Jesus, your Arab God, being a Muslim, or whatever you call yourself doing, outside of this Bible, you're going to be at that job. I guarantee you're going to be at that. Or you're going to not have no job. You're not going to elevate. If you do elevate, it's going to be to your destruction. It's going to be just like he did Pharaoh when he rose Pharaoh up just to wipe him down. Don't be like that. Don't get rose up just to get embarrassed. Be risen up to show the righteousness of God, to show that this brother's sticking to what he's doing and he's thriving in it. That's the spirit that got to come in the earth for this truth to grow. All right? Verse 12, the Lord shall open unto thee these good treasures, so forth and so on. Let's get down to the other side. All right? Verse 15, but if thou shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee. Now understand curses, man. Curses is not a mystical thing, right? Curses are things like child support, curses is high blood pressure, curses is gang, is black on black violence, curses is domestic violence, curses is homosexuality, AIDS. That's not mystical stuff, man. Those are real things that affect our people in the earth. All right? All right, so everything I said before is a curse. Curse shall be the fruit of our body. All right, curse shall be the fruit of your land, meaning everything you touch, there's going to be an opposite side of that. You're going to get the wrong side of that. You're going to try to open up a business, you're going to lose your money. You're going to invest in the stock market, you're going to get ripped off. That's what that means. All right? Curse shall be when you come, curse shall be when you go. I'm paraphrasing. All right, for time's sake. You're going to be cursed with every little thing you do. That means it's not going to work for you. All right? Let me get a precept for that. This will be my last script. We're going to pick up more on this next week. All right, for time, this will be my last one for the day. But understand, ain't no free will, man. Let's get Haggai in the first chapter. All right, I'm going to drop down to verse 3. All right. Then came the word of the Lord to Haggai, the prophet, saying, is it time for you, O ye, to dwell in your sealed houses? What does it mean to dwell in your sealed house? A sealed house is, you take care of your house. You got food in your refrigerator, you got money in your pocket, you got a woman, you got your children, you got your job, you got your friends. Most High may have blessed you with something that you need. You got everything you so-called need, right? Is it time for you to dwell in there? That means to lay up all day, never put in any work, never go to camp. You go get your job, go to your reel, that's it. Go see your kids, you never go hand out any clothes. You never even give any brothers any righteous knowledge. You never even take the time out your day to give another brother good advice. Because you got what you need. Why would I take my time out to help this brother? Only time you do it is if a female around and you want to look good. You never go do anything that behind closed doors that's righteous for someone else, for the kingdom of God. You know why? A lot of y'all don't know where to start. That's first of all. A lot of y'all think it's being righteous by going to hand out clothes on Christmas in front of everybody on Facebook. That's evil as hell for a multitude of reasons. You wait until the middle of damn cold to give a brother some clothes, just so everybody can see you, right? If you're going to do it at the Indian reservation. Don't wait till Christmas when you in your city. You could have been gave that man some clothes. He ain't about to die. But you waiting till December 24th to go do it. That's wicked as hell, man. Wicked as hell. All right? It's a lot. I mean, I got one off there a little bit, but it's a lot. All right? So is it time for you to dwell in your sealed house while this house lay waste? You know the truth is in the ISUPK, but you don't want to support it because you join the ISUPK does not glorify you. It doesn't make you look like you're the man or you're the top woman, right? You come into a body, you're gonna become one. You're gonna move with that body, all right? And this house light waste. Now, therefore, thus saith the Lord, consider your ways. Consider your reason for doing what you're doing. Considering the fact you're trying to go do things the way you want to go do it, not the way the Most High told you to do it. That's what we mess up at. Ain't no wrong with having money, but you can't go about it stealing and scamming, lying. Nothing wrong with having that money, but you got to consider your ways. You can't just say that you follow the Most High God, but when you hear something about something you don't like in the Bible, that you don't want to do it. It's too militant. It's too rigid. Christ was a militant brother. He wasn't no brother that said, "Hey, you go over here and do what you want to do. You do what you want to do. I love you." That's your free will. There is no place on earth that you can do that. It does not exist. All right. Verse 6, ye have sown much and bring in little. That's you working 80 hours a week sometimes, but you still can't quite figure it out. You still having issues. You in debt up to your eyeballs. Because you don't have what you call brotherhood and sisterhood. Right? The Most High doesn't want that for you. That goes all the way back to the curse of Adam. When he said that the ground that Adam tilled wasn't going to yield to him, we suffering that curse today. That's the curse. That's the generational curse. Teach your children to follow the law of God. Stop teaching them to follow the ways of the world. The ways of the world got you working 80 hours a week. So while you having to work them 80 hours a week, take that time to tell your child, while I'm at work, I want you to go watch Command Junior Hunter show. I want you to watch General Hyman's show. I want you to watch Captain Zaria, Captain Ball Mob, Captain Quad, all the time, all the way down to Officer Live Gun. Go watch a class. That's what you do with your child. At least once a week. Expose them to the truth. That's how you break generational curses. There's no other way to do that. So we got the money. We've been making money all this time. This is what the scripture is about. All right? I'm going to go back up. Is it time for you to dwell in your sealed houses? That means you got everything that you need. You sealed up. Maybe I got my stuff on lock. That's what they're talking about. I got my stuff. I got my stuff airtight. Ain't nothing going wrong with what I got. So when it's time for you to kick your feet up, nah, it's not what it's saying. All right. It's time for you to go take that what you got and put work in. All right. You have so much and bring in little, and you eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put in a bag of holes. Everything you get, you're running through it. You can't keep up with it. You don't know where it's going because you are being oppressed if you don't know it. Ecclesiastes 7:7 makes say oppression to make a wise man mad. So if you're walking around happy because you got money in your pocket, that means you simple as hell. Because that money is going to be gone. A lot of our people are making a lot of money, have access to a lot of money, but you are broke because you are broke mentally, and you don't invest it in your people. You don't know who to invest it in. You don't pay your tithes to Command General your home. That is first and foremost. You get your bag and don't think about where the hell you learned you was an Israelite from. You don't think about who the hell taught you to follow the laws of God. I don't give a damn if you're a fake Israelite. If you learn, you know the Isupk is the truth. You should be paying your tithe to Commandant General Yohana through the Zelle, through the link. Because your elder learned from us. And you should not give that wicked bastard your money. But I've heard stories that make my stomach turn about how much money you'll give these bastards. But you don't understand that Commander General Hunter is forced to go get a house. He's, you know what I'm saying? I just honestly don't know the man that is. You heard it live. I'm telling you the truth. The man, you get that man just a little, he's gonna do a whole lot with it. That's why we follow him. Your leader does not give a damn about you. And you learn that when his pockets start hurting. All right? Thus saith the Lord of hosts, consider your ways. That's what I'm going to end that with, Israel. Consider your ways. Stop being lied to and taught that you have this thing called free will. That's a lie. You chose to follow the world, you are in torment. Choose the Most High. It's time for you to choose the Most High God. All right, we're going to pick up on this subject some more next week. But we got the question. You think you're coming back watching the class later on, type in the chat or inbox us. We'll get right back to you. I'm Officer Law Gun. We're going to do the salute. All right? All right. Men of Israel, Amajah, Shabbat, Amajah, Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatah. Courtesy salute to the sisters. Yahweh Shema Thumb by Shem Yahushua. Amajah, Shabbat. Dismiss.